The GEEK Files, 2026, January 23rd, Burnaby. Windigo Lake. So most of the days at Windigo Lake were pretty typical. I don't remember how long I was there, 2 or 3 weeks. Mostly sunny. There's 2 otters running, so there was another mechanic there besides me, and when the airplanes came in, we would help unload them, help load them, fuel them, get them off, and get them cycling as fast as possible. Because there's going to be a month or so at freeze up where you can't do anything. And so when the airplanes are gone, there's not a lot to do. So you try and catch some kip, because the only time to really fix the aircraft is at night when they're not flying. And if something breaks, then, you got to fix it so they can be flying the next day. So we're hanging around. I don't remember the other mechanics and I. And this HIAB shows up with 2 halves of a 500-gallon fiberglass septic tank on it. That's going to be flown into one of the reserves. And they unload it and they start bolting it together. When it's done bolting together, in comes this helicopter with a net on a long line. And they're going to helicopter this thing into, I don't remember what reserve. It was probably one of the smaller ones at that time, building a septic system. Now, remember, this is the fall of '85. And yes, the reserves have or would have functioning septic systems for the reserve. So they finished bolting it together. They put it in this net. And I'm looking at the other mechanic, and he's looking at me going like, this thing is really light. It's big. It's 500 gallons. 15 is, it's big. 500 gallons. And we're thinking like, dude, that's a big light bobble at the end of this long line. And off, so the helicopter comes in, it's light, so they pick it up. We're watching it as it goes out, and it starts swaying back and forth, under the downwash of the helicopter. And then all of a sudden, the helicopter starts doing this to compensate it, and it goes out of sight, and we can hear it. And then the helicopter starts getting louder and louder, and back he comes going, nope, we can't take this. It's starting to pendulum beneath us. We can't control it. And it's starting to, swing the helicopter around. And these things can get really dynamically unstable and be a real concern. So he drops it off, picks up his net on his long line, and Foxtrot Oscar back to wherever he came from. So these guys are standing around looking at like, how are we going to do this? And one of the pilots had landed, was watching this and went, I can take it. And they look at him and go like, really? He says, yeah, we'll just strap it to the float. So that's what we did. We rolled this thing down to the dock and off the dock and onto the struts of the float just behind the wing strut. And he lashes this thing down and takes off. And I don't know how long it was after that. He comes back and looks at the guys and says, yeah, not a problem. And I wish I had a picture of that, because it was hilarious. This big blue fiberglass septic tank strapped to the float of an otter that takes off, and off he goes. But if you think of it, this thing was lozenge shaped, round and with round end, so it was fairly aerodynamic, and it's light. So the otter doesn't fly very fast and is not very aerodynamic anyway, so it's got a lot of power. And they just took it. Away he went. Oh, yeah. Making appropriate decisions in your life. You don't make any money, but boy, you get good stories.